You sit down to work and suddenly you catch yourself scrolling on the phone, snacking and distracting yourself. If this sounds familiar to you, then this video will help you. Hi, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about love, dating, self-improvement. And if this is something that you want to learn more about, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss a video. Let's dive right in. So focus isn't only about discipline. It's about how you set up your life, and there are some simple things that you can do to really focus more, and we will talk about this now. But first of all, what are the reasons why we cannot focus? So you need to realize that we are all addicted to dopamine, and it's so easy and cheap to get nowadays. We are just scrolling and we get this spike of dopamine. And to get this spike of dopamine naturally in normal life without the phone is harder. You need to do something for it to get it. As an example, there's something that is called the runner's high. And basically people that really run a lot, like they run a marathon, they get the spike then. And it takes a lot of work for us to get it naturally. So what we need to understand is that we need to stop distracting ourselves so much with the phone. And there are some things that you can do. You can limit your screen time. You can deinstall apps. You can also set up app limits. And what I also recommend you to do is start the day without the phone. Because especially in the morning when we wake up, we decide how our day will be. And when you get up and you just scroll, and I see this in a lot of people, they just get up and scroll their phone. Your brain is already just looking for this cheap dopamine because we decide in the morning how we want this day to be. If you start with the phone and scroll, your brain will seek this cheap dopamine the whole day and you cannot focus. But when you start the day differently and you just say to yourself, okay, I'm not picking up my phone until 10 a.m. and you just start your day differently. Could be reading, going for a walk, doing some meditations, taking a cold shower, or reading, or just studying. You set up your brain in the morning to be way more productive. And let me tell you this, I tested this recently for a few weeks and it's changed my life. Because mostly I got up and I directly started to work on the phone. And afterwards, when I wanted to study, I could not focus. Like my brain was not functioning anymore. And now I have so much capacity and I can just start later working on the phone and just pick up a book in the morning and read something. My focus is way sharper and it's so much easier to focus. So this is really a game changer. Start your day without the phone, limit your screen time, and also before going to bed, you should also not be on the phone because your brain needs to process all of the things that we see the whole day. So basically, when you scroll and you see a million different things, it will be harder for you to get rest. So I would really recommend you to say like, okay, at 8 p.m. I put the phone away. I know it's hard, but try to aim for this. You will have a better sleep, a better rest, and also more focus in the morning. Something that we probably also know is the feeling of being overwhelmed. There are so many tasks and so many different things that pop up on our phone or that are waiting for us at our workspace, and it's so hard to not get overwhelmed. Our brain doesn't even know where to start. So we also need to set up some systems that we don't get overwhelmed. Because when you're so overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, you maybe don't even start anything because you are so overwhelmed with all the decisions that you need to make. What helps me is to really create a list with all the to-dos that I have to keep in my mind, and I prioritize the most important ones. And the smaller tasks are left for the evening or for when I have time. And I really prioritize and focus then only on this important task until it's done. And what I see, especially around my family members, as an example, they don't take the right decision. There are some things that they have to do right now, but they do smaller tasks and then they are really angry about themselves that they did not finish this big task. And we don't want to end up feeling like this. So prioritize, make a list, and I do this every evening before I go to sleep. I make a list for the next day and I see, okay, this is the most important one. And this is also the one that I start working on right when I wake up and finish my routine. So prioritize, make a list, and try to also limit the distractions. Because when you're working and you're trying to focus and then you get a notification, someone asks you to do this or that, you will also have so many things in your mind and you will be overwhelmed. So also limit the distractions. Something that sounds so boring but is essential is a system. Because motivation is unreliable. One day you will wake up, you will be super motivated and you will push forward and do everything. And the next day you will be unmotivated. You need a system in order to really get the stuff done that is important. And I already told you that this list really helps me. And what I also do is that I create a list in the beginning of the month with all the things that I want to finish in the end of the month. And let me tell you, I do this now 4 or 5 months and I finished every single goal. I'm moving forward in a really fast pace. So systems really create consistency. And let me tell you that consistency is the #1 essential to really reach your goals. So many people in our modern world don't get enough rest because they are constantly distracted, they are on their phone scrolling the whole night, and in the morning they just procrastinate so much. And this comes along with not getting enough rest. Rest is essential. And let me tell you that I was in a phase of my life where I thought, okay, I could maybe just reduce my sleep for 1 hour because then I would get more done. That was a really bad decision. I need enough sleep to function and to also be productive. And you also need rest. Our body needs a reset. And our mind also needs to reset. And this happens when we sleep. So when we don't get enough sleep, we will just wake up feeling super unmotivated and heavy. So make sure that you don't burn out. Something that I'm definitely still guilty of is multitasking. Sometimes I think, okay, if I do many things at once, I'm so much faster, and somehow I'm also always telling myself that it helps my brain because I can do many things at once, but it just stresses you out. And this is something that I realized, I really need to focus on one thing and get it done with peace and ease and not multitask and do this and this at the same time. It's not working and it's just overwhelming. Because switching tasks will just drain your cognitive energy and you will just feel super overwhelmed and stressed, and your body is releasing a lot of cortisol because you are basically just doing everything at once and your body is in this anxious mode of doing everything, also focusing on everything at once. It's just super overwhelming. Try to reduce that, and when you catch yourself trying to multitask, tell yourself, hey, you can still get both things done, but finish one first and then focus on the second one. And we can also relearn these patterns, because for me, I was not like this all the time. In the past, I would basically not get anything done, and now I'm always multitasking. And when I catch myself doing this behavior, I'm always like, okay, stop. I see what you're doing right now, but you can also just do one thing and finish the other one afterwards. And this is also about repetition. The more you catch yourself multitasking and overwhelming yourself and stop this behavior, the easier you can also relearn a new behavior. And this is also something that I learned, that multitasking just makes you slower and also less focused. Because then when you finish this task, maybe you did some mistakes because you were multitasking. So basically it doesn't save you time. Okay, now this was a lot, but what are the solutions? So I already told you that you should limit notifications, and I really want you to try this now. Try it for 7 days and you will thank me afterwards. Just put your phone in Do Not Disturb, limit all the notifications, have app limits, and also start the day without the phone, and also let go of your phone earlier in the evening and just put it away and do something else like reading or drawing or whatever, but not so much scrolling. Also, what really helps is planning the day the night before. It just makes you have such a good plan, and when you wake up, you directly know what to do and what to focus on. This is a really good system. And it might sound boring, and I get it, but it's so helpful and it will really improve your productivity. Also, please get enough sleep. Also good quality of sleep, because there's a difference between like sleeping and having a good sleep and a good rest. There are also some bracelets that can really measure how good your sleep was, because there are also things that really reduce the quality of your sleep. As an example, alcohol reduces the quality of your sleep. So also be aware of that. Sleep is essential, and if people tell you, oh, you can survive with 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep, please don't listen to them. And the last thing that I really want you to do is really protect the first 90 minutes of your day to really focus on the things that matter and also get up in a good way. As an example, go for a walk, catch some sunlight. It's good for your body because we need sunlight to also really get focused and wake up. If you just then stay inside and are looking at your phone, you will not feel energized. So really use the first 90 minutes of your day to focus, start working, but also give yourself a little bit of rest when you start. And don't scroll. I mean it. Try it for 7 days. You will thank me afterwards. Last but not least, I want to tell you that focus is like a muscle. You can train it. And then you will also get more done in less amount of time. Because some people always tell me, okay, how do you manage to do all the things? And I'm like, yeah, I do this because I have a system. That is maybe boring to you, but the system helps me. And I prioritize. And I really just focus on the things that matter. And you can learn how to focus. It's hard nowadays, I get that, but it's essential for us. So really take the time that you need to also relearn it and stop scrolling so much. If you can, just delete all social media apps. You don't need it. So loves, this was it with the video. If it helped you or if you have more recommendations, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can help each other. And if you have tips for stopping to multitask, I would also appreciate it. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel. And we're going to see each other on Sunday. Bye bye.